Hello viewers, welcome to your darling program Banking and You. I'm your regular host Jerry Ojonga. Today we shall be looking at a very interesting topic, check confirmation. What is check confirmation? Check confirmation is a control measure by the bank to ascertain that the owner of the check actually issued that check in a very simple balance. That is what check confirmation is all about. Now, check confirmation is usually done on the checking account, and the checking account otherwise is a current account. Now remember that you deposited in your money in the bank for safe custody. Now, in protecting your money is the duty of the bank and as well the duty of the account holder. Now, when you issue your check booklet out, now for some bank there is a threshold. Even if there is a confirmation mandate on your account or not, they have to confirm. Especially when the withdrawing is not according to pattern, or when you have not issued a check before to a third party, it has been you coming to the bank to do your transaction yourself, or when the amount is above certain threshold, you discover that for the sake of control purposes, to avoid fraud, because over time 90% of the fraud that we have seen recorded in the banking industry happened on a current account, because it's the only account that a third party can present check on your behalf to take cash. Now, on a savings account, a third party cannot really come because the face will be there, the signature will be considered. But in terms of a current account, with a signature that is seen and the correct word is written on the check, that check can be honored. Now, the onus now lies on you, the customer, to be careful in writing your check, and on the bank equally to do their due diligence to ensure that cash is not parted to a wrong person. Maybe somebody that have cloned the check, or somebody that gained access to your check and already know your signature presenting it. So the essence of confirming check is not just for confirmation's sake, it's for security purpose. It's to ensure that your funds are safe with the bank. The bank has a duty to ensure that your funds with them are safe. So whenever you issue a check and they say they are calling you for a confirmation, please then know what they are doing. They are being paid, and remember they are trained to do the job. Now the question is this: why is it that most banks confirm checks? Now every bank has what we call standard operating procedure, SOP. In other words, it's like a Bible of the bank governing them in their transaction. What you need to do when there is a case like this, what you need to do when there is a case like this. And most time there is a column that applies on a current account. Whenever a check is issued above a certain threshold, banks are obligated to do a confirmation. Now, I will be running through some of the reasons why some banks' checks are confirmed. Now, when the signature on the check is irregular. Now, in this case, for some banks that I know, with my few years in the banking industry, some banks are not even obligated to even pay. Once a signature on the check is irregular, it's not according to the mandate they have in the bank, they are not under any obligation to pay. What they need to do is to return that check. But for a customer they already know, and empathy counts in the banking industry, and they want to do due diligence to maybe pull through, well, the operation staff, in this case, not even the account officer, will put a call through and see if it is the actual person that issued that check. Also, the account officer can equally put a confirmation call, either by mail or call to the customer. Do you really issue this check? And on that ground, that check will be honored, but the customer should be advised to come and do a signature update, because definitely if you sign a particular signature for some persons over a period of 10, 15, 20 years, there's a tendency that that signature will change. So there's every need for you to walk into the bank and do a signature update. So if a signature on the check is irregular, yes, the bank staff will be obligated to do a confirmation if they must honor that check. Now the next thing is if the cash is within the bank threshold of confirmation. For some banks, once you issue a check to a third party and the check is about 250, they will make sure they confirm. Even when you don't have a mandate of confirming all checks, they have to confirm it. For some banks, their mandate is at 500. Once you issue a check and the check is to the tune of 500,000, they have to do a confirmation. From 500 to 1 million and above, they have to do a confirmation before cash is being parted to the payee that present the check before the bank. A confirmation has to be done. Now, if you say, well, there is no mandate on my account, no, the bank has a duty of due diligence. The next thing that could lead to that is when the check is not within customer's range. I will explain. Maybe the check rate that was given to the customer was within a certain range. Normally in every bank, it's a control measure. Once a check is issued, the numbers of the check issued is entered into the bank's database. So once there is a check that is coming in, and that check is not within that range with the bank, now that poses curiosity, and there will be a need for the bank to go ahead and do a confirmation. Probably the customer got that check, and the check is not added to the database. Now, a now left for the bank to find out from the customer, where do you get that range of check from? If the branch is eventually mentioned, a call will be put through to that bank. Why do you release such a checkbook without adding it to the bank's database? Now, all these are mitigants to fraud, because over time, the rate of fraud on current account is higher than the rate of fraud on a savings account, because this is an account where you can give a check to a third party to come and present. Because there is a lot of things going out there today. People are busy cloning check, forging signatures to ensure that they get money. Some of them could be very close domestic staff that are used to the signature of their bosses, and immediately they get a check lift, they go ahead. And most times, if you are a regular issuer of a check and you follow it serially, maybe you presented to the bank on our system, we're able to have it from 1 to 15, and all of a sudden, I'm seeing a check of number 30. That calls for curiosity. All I need to do is to investigate. And how do I investigate? I'll get to the account officer and an operations person. Let him pull a call through to you to confirm if this check actually emanated from you. Now, some of these things, the beneficiary will be saying, you can talk to me. The customer gave me the check. Are you saying I'm a thief? The bank has no duty to explain what is happening to the beneficiary. All they need to do is that, please calm down. We are working on your check and we'll get back to you. Now, once the check is confirmed, definitely the customers will be paid. The next reason for confirmation is when that person is a first-time presenter. Maybe where he's presenting the check is different from the normal pattern of withdrawal. You are coming for the first time, where there is no, in some banks, there is no law anywhere, but in some banks, there is, in their standard operating procedure, there is a place that is written that if a first-timer is going to present the check from so amount, must be confirmed. Now, you have to put a call through to the customer and confirm if he actually issues such a check. Now, the next reason for check confirmation is most times some customers, maybe because of fear of the environment, place a mandate, and such a mandate could be confirm all checks. Now, for a customer that is opening an account and on his mandate you have confirm all checks, it therefore means from 1 naira, 2 naira, 20,000, 40,000, 50,000 down to whatever amount is subject to confirmation, because that is the customer's mandate, that is the customer instruction, and that must be obeyed. And I want to advise here, if a customer has placed a mandate that all his check must be confirmed, now that puts a responsibility on the customer to equally do a letter of a check confirmation or put a call through to his account officer whenever he's issuing a check. Because, I mean, a check of 50,000, 100,000, and you are doing volume, the bank is not under obligation to confirm such a check. As I told us, there is a threshold for the bank to place a confirmation. But if that is your mandate, you should know that it becomes your responsibility that you are giving a check, number so, dated so, with so amount to Mr. A and B. Whenever he comes, honor it, so that your customer or your account officer will not be running after you to put a call through in order for you to get a confirmation to enable him pay such an amount. The next reason for check confirmation is maybe probably there is a restriction in some banks, we call it a PND, on an account, maybe indicating that there is a lost check. Now, if all of a sudden an account is restricted because of a lost check, and all of a sudden somebody is presenting a check, there is a need for us to confirm if that check is not that same check that is missing. There is every need to confirm, because it is the bank responsibility to secure your cash, and it's equally your own responsibility to ensure that your cash is in safe hands. So whenever you are in the bank and there is a need to confirm a check, all you need to do is to be patient. And if there is anything you can do, is to tell the person that issued the check that, please, your bank is looking for a confirmation. He knows what to do. With that single information, he knows what to do. Once he gets across to the account officer and the confirmation is placed on the system, why not? You will be paid. So check confirmation is not just there for being there. It's a control measure by the bank to really mitigate against fraud. You and I will accept it that Nigerian banking industry, we are operating on a very volatile environment, and so we need to be careful if we need in combating fraud, in combating all those bad boys that have really flooded the system. Now don't go away, I'll be right back after this timeout. Then I will tell you more on check confirmation.
Share in the experience. Innovations in the banking sector. Informative and educative with in-depth analysis, on-target discussion, a unique presentation style, and everything you need to know about the cashless society and banking in Nigeria. Only one TV banking show tells you all. Banking and You with Jeremiah Ojonuwa. For sponsorship and advert placement, please call Jerry on 0805 401 5098 08166 2145. Banking and You with Jeremiah Ojonuwa.
Once you release your PIN to someone else, someone indirectly has access to your account.
Knowing and understanding your bank. Don't miss it.
Welcome back. It's still your darling program, Banking and You, and we have been discussing check confirmation. Now, the essence of this program is to bring to your doorstep things you need to know, because some persons get offended whenever the account officer is calling them for a check confirmation. Now, the question before me, one thing I want us to consider is this: how do I know I am talking to the right person? And that is the essence of the banker asking you several questions. If you know anything has changed on your account, especially as a current account holder, you just have to do an update. Because at the point of confirmation, even if that person is their training, most of them will know your voice based on relationship, but they will still ask you some questions like, what is your mother's maiden name? Some of us will make it funny and begin to laugh. You're asking me my mother's maiden name. You're asking, why are you asking me? If I have this question before, they have to keep asking you because it's a control questions. Most times they will ask you from which local government do you come from. Now all these things is to let them know that you are actually the right person that is talking to them on phone. Most times we've seen where calls are diverted on the same number. Another person is speaking the phone. But if you can be honest enough to answer some of these questions, so whenever we have been asked some of these questions, can I have your date of birth? Can I have your email with the bank? What is your phone number? All these questions are not for fun. They are there to ensure that they are talking to the right person. Because you like it or not, when fraud happens, the next thing will be court judgment. You will suffer loss, the bank equally will suffer loss. So whenever the account officer is asking us some questions, is to authenticate the genuinity of the person that is in the other end. You know, somebody can be at the other end claiming to be you, but they can't have 100% of the questions or the details you supply. Most times some people go as long as asking the address of your house. Now most times you have complications where addresses change and you say, I have moved from that address. Now there is no way that check will be honored if that is one of the main things you need to know. Once there is a change in your account, all you need to do is to go ahead and intimate your bank. Fill an update form, because the information you provide for the bank are all for security reasons. So check confirmation is not because there is no money in the bank. Most of us say, they don't have money to pay and they are using a delayed tax. No, we need to confirm because it has been a fraudulent society. When you get to special fraud unit, you get to the EFCC, and there are a lot of financial issues going on even now that we speak. So the essence of confirming check is for your own good, for the security of your phone. Now, what do I do if I lost my check? Now, when you lost your check, that is a very grievous one. Once you lost your check booklet, the first thing you need to do is to inform your bank to block it or to restrict your account. For some bank, they will put a PND on it. Because the first step towards securing your funds is keeping your check well. I know of somebody that has a safety box in his house where he keeps his check in a drawer and locks it up. So when you lost your check, that is not parting away with funds here, but something is already missing. If that person gets access to your signature and really understand how banks operate, he will begin to try to sign them. So let us keep everything that belongs to us, especially current account holders. Like for some of us that are wrong account for conglomerates, signatories to companies' account. Most times our signature is the same signature we are using. It appears on our ID card, it appears on our driver's license, it appears on other documents. Every document that contains our signature should be kept securely. Nobody should have access to them, because if you lost your check, and somebody knows how to sign your signature, the next thing you present it in the bank, and what they will see is that this signature is almost like this signature, and they will try to see how they can confirm. And if the amount is not on the high side, lo and behold, somebody will say, let me just approve this and let it go. And before you know, fraud has already taken place. So the first step you need to do is to keep your checkbook Very important. Keep your checkbook. And while issuing your checkbook, please, as a control measure, follow it serially. For some of us, there are some branches we go. We already know the kind of branches we enter. So once you are issuing a check and it's going outside that branch, there could be a need for a check confirmation. So check confirmation is one of the major mitigants to fraud in banks. So whenever there is a call to confirm your check, asking you questions, your mother's maiden name, your address, your phone number, your local government of origin, all these questions are to authenticate the source of the check. The account officer may know you, but officially, he has to ask all those questions to document it. And if in the event of anything, was the due diligence done, who did they call, all these things can be recorded, can be recorded from the network company. And most times, if you know you give a lot of check, the best things to do is, on a daily basis, especially for companies, do your schedule of the checks that is being issued for that day. Send it via mail to your account officer, and equally dispatch the hard copy to them. They will acknowledge. So with that, they don't even need to put a confirmation through to you. Immediately they see the check and the account officer is contacted, immediately they know that yes, this person has given us this confirmation. Now most times we have issues where they will say we are trying to reach the account officer. You are a bank staff, why can't you confirm? Now in the bank, that's how it works. The people you see in the bank, they are just there to service you as an operation staff. The people that manage the relationship are different. They don't know you, but the account officer knows the account holder. So most time what they do is to put a call through to the account officer. They can't confirm straight. They are training, their department is not for that. They are not even trained to do that. So all they need to do is to pass it through to the account officer. They can't confirm. Their function there is to get it right and render you service. So whenever you get to the bank, be patient while the confirmation is going on. If there is anything you need to do, is to put a call through. Most times, the number of the customer on the system will not go. But they will not like to collect your own number. I hope you have happened to some of us. They will not like to collect your number because your number is not a registered number, and anybody can be at that end claiming to be the customer. Time is always a problem on this program. This is much we can take on this episode. However, let's continue discussion on our Facebook page at Banking and UTV, and follow us on Twitter, on our YouTube channels. Of course, there are other episodes there that are related to this, and you can get educated. Till I come your way again, keep a banking relationship and keep sharing this banking experience.